Chapter 31. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man was very angry, but he was very angry. I know. I will ask someone to check which sect cultivated such a great man. Is his name Ba Ba? The charming woman murmured. I'm sorry, Palace Master, I didn't find out his background. Ryu's tone was a little self-blaming and aggrieved. She did not complete the task given to her by the Palace Master, she just found out the other party's name, but she didn't have any clues about his identity and background. The enchanting woman stretched out a hand and gently stroked Ryu's fluffy hair. Silly girl, how could I blame you? I had no choice but to ask you to accompany him this time. I hope you don't blame me. How dare I? Ryu hurriedly stood up to salute, but was held down by the enchanting woman's shoulders. The white and tender hand was very strong, so Ryu couldn't stand up at all. You girl, I've said it, this matter is not your fault. Our Ryu is so beautiful, but he can still stick to his heart and not reveal a clue. This is his ability. After saying that, the enchanting woman gently held Ryu's round and smooth little feet with her other hand. Look, our Ryu is so perfect from head to toe, that when the enchanting woman touched her jade feet, she suddenly felt some warmth and teased, are you so nervous that you are sweating? No. Ryu quickly put her jade feet back into her dress and explained in a panic, Palace Master, Before Ryu finished speaking, the enchanting woman put her hand under her nose and sniffed, then she saw Ryu's expression and thought of the images of the memory crystals she had seen before. The charming face of all beings darkened instantly. Don't tell me, this is what I guessed. Yes. Ryu said weakly. Give me your knife. I don't want this hand. No. Palace Master. I'm going to kill him. Yawn. Xiao, who was playing in Qilian City, suddenly sneezed. Who is thinking about me? The maid didn't say anything after hearing this. She was just a maid. She had received professional training on what to say and what not to say, and even when to show what expression. Normally, she would never laugh unless she couldn't help it. Xiao Chui, is there any activity in Qilian City recently? Or is it like this on weekdays? Why are there so many people? It's not Xiao's fault for asking questions. In this busy street, there are endless people coming and going, and whether they are righteous or evil, their actions are obviously purposeful, and they keep asking the vendors around. It seems that they are looking for something. Hearing Xiao's question, the maid hurriedly explained it to him. Sir, there are usually a lot of people in Qilian City. After all, this city is the dividing line between the righteous and evil ways, and it is also a neutral area, so there are countless cultivators coming here. But the reason why there are so many people in the past 2 days is that the Supreme Elder of Yaoguang Holy Land, Elder Piaomiao, wants a disciple, and she also said that no matter whether it is a casual cultivator of the righteous and evil ways or a demon, as long as they can find what she is looking for, they can become her disciples. Elder Piaomiao. Hearing the word Piaomiao, Xiao's brain started to work quickly. He remembered it quickly. If his master Mo Yuxiang was called the most beautiful woman in Zhozhou in the previous generation, then the one in the previous generation was this Elder Piaomiao. Now he has become the Supreme Elder of Yaoguang Holy Land. Not only is his talent outstanding, but his cultivation has even reached the Supreme Realm. You know, the cultivators of the Supreme Realm have not appeared in the eyes of the world for many years. Suddenly, a Supreme came out and said that he wanted to accept disciples, regardless of power or race. It would be strange if the monks were not crazy. There must be something wrong when things are abnormal. Xiao wondered, why did this Elder Piaomiao suddenly declare that he wanted to accept a disciple at this time? The maid smiled slightly and said, it seems that Elder Piaomiao discussed Taoism with the old man Tianji of the Tianji Holy Land, and found that his chance was with this disciple, so he chose to accept a disciple at this time. Moreover, recently in the northern part of Qilian City, in the wild forest, the Holy King's secret realm was discovered, so more and more people came to Qilian City. No. Absolutely not. Xiao's small signal light as a time traveler suddenly lit up. A supreme being wants to accept a disciple. The Holy King's secret realm is about to open. Putting these two things together, no matter how you think about it, it seems to be the opportunity of the Son of Destiny. After all, ordinary cultivators are not qualified to get these two buff blessings. I've come here to hide. I won't be caught, will I? Zishao was stunned. The Son of Destiny is Lin Yi, he has confirmed it with the Eye of Insight, and now he is in a place 1 year away from the Tianxian Holy Land. In this case, will Lin Yi come here to get an opportunity? Or, is there another Son of Destiny in this place? Zishao, who is familiar with villain novels, became alert instantly. If there is more than one Son of Destiny in this world, then he will be a joke no matter where he hides. And the most important thing is that the plot novel he got through the villain system before did not say that there will be other Sons of Destiny in the plot. Young Master. Young Master, the maid saw that Zishao was lost in thought and had not spoken, so she tried to test him carefully. I'm fine. Zishao responded, then, as if she had thought of something, she asked again, did that elder Piamiao say what she needed to accept a disciple? The maid smiled, and Zishao asked the right person. Kings, princes, generals and ministers are all born with different species. Even as a maid in Qingfeng Tower, who has not thought about soaring to the sky. The maid also deliberately inquired about what elder Piamiao needed. She did not have the opportunity to get it, but if this young master is interested, she can tell him something. Young master, elder Piamiao said that she needs the 3 books of heaven, earth and man. If you get one of them, you can become her disciple. 3 books of heaven, earth and man. Hearing this unfamiliar name, Zishao also began to think, judging from the name, these 3 books of heaven, earth and man must be books or something like that. As long as he doesn't touch those things, trouble will not come to him. Thinking of this, Zishao's confidence instantly doubled. I'm actively avoiding you, you definitely won't hit me in the face, right? Ha 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 ha. Whoosh, just then, a sound of breaking through the air was heard, and an unknown thing broke through the sky and hit Zishao's body. Fuck. Are you really going to hit me in the face? Chapter 32. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The first time, the last time, because he had been immersed in his own thoughts, Zishao didn't notice that something was coming towards him. This time, he was hit in the face, and even though he had a face as thick as a city wall, it was still a little painful. Crash. Looking down at the ground, it was indeed a book. The book was constantly turning pages because of the breeze. Zishao was speechless for a while. He just said that everyone was looking for a book, and then the book hit his face. What kind of luck is this? Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At the same time, several figures came directly in front of Zishao. Seeing how they were on guard against each other, it was obvious that they were 2 forces. In addition, one side was faint with fairy spirit, and the other side was monstrous with demonic power. As expected, it was the same old battle between good and evil. Sir, what should we do? There was no fear in the maid's eyes. After all, she came from Qingfeng Tower, so she must have a way to contact her family to come. Hearing this, Zishao shook his head. Let them fight, it's none of our business. Let's go, let's continue shopping. Yes. Just when Zishao was about to leave, the 2 groups of people blocked them directly. Zishao frowned slightly, obviously a little unhappy. Boy! Bring me the book under your feet. One of the young demon cultivators said arrogantly, here it comes. Here it comes again. This damn sense of déjà vu. Zishao gritted his teeth, and he was puzzled. Why do some people always come to him to seek a sense of existence? Don't you have the energy to find trouble with the Son of Destiny? Why are you all staring at me? Are you stealing your rice? Zishao's slightly resentful look startled the young demon cultivator, who then came to his senses and said coldly, it's useless to beg. I tell you, that's not yours. Show it to me and I'll spare your life. The people from the other camp also quickly stepped forward and angrily said to the demon cultivator, don't even think about it. Can you, a group of demon cultivators, covet this earth book? Ha 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 ha. The demon cultivators laughed, and the young one was obviously the leader. He looked at the righteous cultivator sarcastically. According to the rules set by your supreme elder, as long as you get one of the 3 books of heaven, earth, and man, you have the opportunity to become her apprentice. What? Now that I have found the earth book, are you, Yaoguang Holy Land, going to violate the orders of your elders? He, faced with this statement, the righteous cultivator was not panicked at all, but sneered. We naturally cannot disobey the order of the supreme elder, but don't forget that in this Chilean city, there are Chilean city's rules, and cultivators are not allowed to fight and discuss the Tao. As for the division of treasures, as long as it is within 1 foot in front of him, the ownership belongs to him, and no one can rob it. Ling Yaotian, do you want to break the rules of Chilean city? You. The young demon cultivator called Ling Yaotian was also speechless for a while, but he quickly reacted and looked at Zixiao with cold eyes. What do you mean by that look? Are you dissatisfied? Do it. If you don't dare to do it, give me the book. If you don't listen, I... Bang! Before Ling Yaotian finished speaking, a white fist hit him hard in the face. He shot towards the distance like a cannonball. Seeing this scene, the demon cultivators who came with him were not happy. Boy! You are looking for death. A crowd of people rushed forward. Zixiao's figure disappeared instantly, and then there were muffled sounds one after another. All the demon cultivators who rushed forward followed Ling Yaotian's footsteps and rushed towards the surroundings. The maid sent by Qingfeng Tower opened her eyes wide, her jaw dropped in shock. She never thought that Zixiao would suddenly attack. Before, when she was in Qingfeng Tower, even if Zixiao attacked Qiu Zijian, Qingfeng Tower would suppress the matter and would not let the news spread, so it was not considered a violation of the rules of Chilean city. But now Zixiao attacked so many people in broad daylight on the street. At this time, the people of Yaoguang Holy Land were also stunned on the spot. They couldn't stand these demon cultivators, but they didn't dare to break the rules of Chilean city. It was because of the fight between the 2 sides that the Book of Earth fell into Zixiao's hands. Now, someone actually broke the rules in Chilean city. The breeze blew, and Zixiao's figure appeared. Now he was beside the maid. His clothes were not wrinkled at all. He looked calm and composed. It was obvious that it was not difficult for him to deal with these rotten fish and shrimp. Sir. The maid hesitated. She didn't know what to say. This was a distinguished guest of Qingfeng Tower. What if he was caught by Chilean city? Xiao Chui, why are you looking at me like this? You heard it too. He asked me to do it just now. I have never heard such a cheap request in my life. I just fulfilled his wish. It shouldn't be considered as breaking any rules of Chilean city, right? This. The maid was speechless. With such a big commotion, it is estimated that the law enforcement team of Chilean city will come soon. Thinking of this, the maid didn't care so much and took out a sound transmission talisman. As her lips opened slightly, the sound transmission talisman turned into a stream of light and disappeared on the street. At this time, the people from Yaoguang Holy Land came forward. The leader was also a young monk. He walked up to Zixiao and bowed. Sir, I am Zui Yuanfei. Thank you for your help, but you should leave quickly. When the law enforcement team comes. Zui Yuanfei gritted his teeth and seemed to have made up his mind. When they come, I will help you deal with it. It's not too late to leave now. You. Just when Zui Yuanfei wanted to repay his gratitude, a voice came over. Brother Zui is really bold. He plans to sacrifice himself for others and feed the tiger with his body. But my Chilean city is not a tiger's den or a wolf's lair, so there is no need to do so. Hearing this voice, Zui Yuanfei turned his head with a bit of horror on his face. Sure enough, at some point, a group of monks in blue clothes had come to the side of the crowd. The guards of Chilean city are here. Zui Yuanfei's face was full of bitter smiles. He didn't expect that he had already made up his mind, but at this time, the guards came. The leader came forward and looked at Zixiao with interest. Obviously, he was also very interested in this person who dared to take action in Chilean city. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just at this time, the manager of Qingfeng Tower came. His forehead was full of sweat. The streets of Chilean city did not allow cultivators to use spiritual power, so he could only run with his legs. God knows how much energy he consumed to rush here so quickly after receiving the news. Chapter 33. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man was very busy, but he was still very busy. Is it Manager Qian from Qingfeng Tower? That the guard leader was also a little surprised to see the newcomer. Could it be that the person who dared to take action in Qilian City was from Qingfeng Tower? Wait a minute, I'm late, Lord Long, please listen to me. Manager Qian said breathlessly. Manager Qian, you came here in person, so I certainly won't give you face. Thank you, Lord Long. Manager Qian bowed to him, took a deep breath, calmed himself down, and then slowly said, Lord Long, this young man has just arrived in Qilian City, so he doesn't know the rules here. If you don't believe it, you can check the teleportation records of the teleportation workshop. This young man came here 6 days ago, and he has been in our Qingfeng Tower since he came. It's normal not to know the rules. Most of this is the responsibility of our Qingfeng Tower. I didn't tell him the rules that should be followed. Please let him go. Hearing what Manager Qian said, the guard commander who was called Lord Long became more interested in Zixiao. If he was not familiar with other areas, it would be fine, but in Qilian City, he has been here for many years and has a better understanding of the forces in the city. Would Qingfeng Tower stand up for a simple guest and take responsibility? Obviously, this is impossible. It's not like this hasn't happened before. At that time, Qingfeng Tower just closed its eyes and pretended to know nothing. What's going on now? Has he changed his nature? Either this person is so powerful that even Qingfeng Tower can't afford to offend him, or Qingfeng Tower has something to ask for, but no matter which one it is, it means that Qingfeng Tower attaches great importance to Zixiao. Is Manager Qian telling the truth? Lord Long turned to ask Zixiao. Why would he lie to you? I don't know much about the rules in Qilian City, but there is one thing you may not know. Zixiao pointed to the demon cultivators who were staggering in the distance, and continued, I was asked to do it just now, and these people hit my hands with their faces. I couldn't stop them, and I couldn't do anything about it. Seeing Zixiao's indifferent attitude, Manager Qian's forehead was covered with more cold sweat. Oh my God! You dare to say this to Lord Long? You are worthy of it, but can you be quiet? If Lord Long is determined to catch you, I can't stand it. They hit your hand with their faces. Ha ha ha! Lord Long suddenly laughed out loud, laughing so satisfied that even tears came out of his eyes. After the laughter stopped, Lord Long's facial muscles relaxed a little, and he almost laughed cramps. I said, do you know who these people you beat are? Who? I don't know, but fellow Taoist, I must remind you that I didn't beat them, they hit my hand with their faces. Ha ha ha, right. Do you know who these people who hit your hand with their faces are? Hearing this, Zixiao thought for a moment, raised his head and said, who they are is meaningless to me. I won't remember the identity of any scumbag, not to mention there are a bunch of scumbags here. Obviously Zixiao is very disgusted with these people. Zui Yuanfei and Manager Qian were getting more and more frightened at this time, fearing that Zixiao would anger Lord Long because of his attitude. They all had backers behind them, but even those backers were just equals to Lord Long. You are very interesting. Lord Long looked at Zixiao and said with some sigh. Same here. Zixiao responded calmly. This move made Manager Qian and Zui Yuanfei's hearts almost rise to their throats. Ha ha ha, I haven't seen someone as interesting as you for a long time. Well, forget it this time. Of course, I can tell you a piece of news for free. The group of bastards you beat are from the 10,000 Demon sect. You can take care of yourself. After saying that, Lord Long actually left with his men under the astonished eyes of the crowd. Only Zixiao seemed to have foreseen such a result long ago, and there was no surprise in his eyes. Just now, when Lord Long arrived, Zixiao used the eye of insight. Name, Longxi, bone age, more than 1060 years old, cultivation, Saint King realm, tags, villain in the plot, real dragon, arrogant, ill-fated, lost his son in middle age, etc., recent opportunities, in the 10,000 demon realm in 3 months, snatch the magic woman's holy weapon, in 5 months, go to the abyss of the Styx and take the two-life flower, these opportunities are insignificant to Zixiao now, but the word villain in the plot is very dazzling. Since they are villains, they are half-brothers. Of course, villains will not embarrass villains, and they are the villains destined by the plot, which is not comparable to those ordinary villains, so Zixiao thought that he would definitely not get into trouble this time, as expected, whether it was because the people of Qingfeng Tower came forward to protect him, or this so-called Lord Long had compassion. No matter what the process was, the result was the same as Zixiao guessed. Seeing Zixiao still staring at Lord Long's back as he left, Manager Qian was scared enough. If anyone in this city knew Zixiao best, it would be the people of Qingfeng Tower. In addition to his generosity and extraordinary status, Zixiao has another label, that is, lawless. To say that he acts as he pleases is a compliment to him. This man seems to care nothing for anyone, whether it is the look in his eyes or the detached temperament on his body. He is just like a passerby in the world. It is not surprising for such a person to attack anyone. Manager Qian stepped forward and blocked Zixiao's sight. He was really afraid that this gentleman would have another fight with Lord Long. "Sir, you scared me. If it weren't for..." Swish! Before Manager Qian finished speaking, several sounds of breaking through the air sounded, and Zixiao threw more than a dozen high-level spirit stones directly into his arms. Ahem. Well, sir, you did the right thing. Anyone who dares to provoke you is simply making things difficult for our Qingfeng Tower. Don't worry, these disciples of the 10,000 Demon sect will not be entertained in our Qingfeng Tower in the future. That the disciples of the Yaoguang Holy Land next to them all looked at Manager Qian speechlessly. This man changed his tone too quickly. Of course, the act of throwing out more than a dozen high-level spirit stones also made them a little envious. "Sir, I'm really sorry that I didn't help you in time just now, but I have no power to speak." Zui Yuanfei walked up and apologized to Zixiao with his head down. Zixiao didn't mean to blame Zui Yuanfei for what he said. It's good not to add insult to injury when you meet by chance, not to mention that he just said that he would take the initiative to stay behind to cover the retreat. Chapter 34. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The two of them were very close. You don't need to apologize. Besides, I wasn't helping you just now. It's just that those scumbags wanted to pick a fight with me. At this point, Zixiao looked at the disciples of the 10,000 Demon sect with disdain. You have to be cool to be a villain, don't you understand? Look at Lord Long who appeared just now. He is also a villain. He has always been mysterious. Without saying a word, the people around him are already sweating. Look at these people again, and Ling Outyan. The disciples of the 10,000 Demon sect are like this. No wonder they can't even fight against the Yaoguang Holy Land. If the 10 Holy Lands join forces, won't they directly defeat the 10,000 Demon sect? Okay, they've worn out my mood, let's stop here today. After saying that, Zixiao turned to look at Manager Qian. How is Ryu? Is she waiting for me? Manager Qian quickly said, Don't worry, sir, Miss Ryu will not accept any guests from now on. The spirit stones you gave her are really enough. She will only serve you in the future. Well, you Qingfeng Tower are quite capable. By the way, let's talk about the other witch. I understand. I'll arrange it for you when I get back. Rosie is teachable. Look, this is called professionalism. Zixiao couldn't wait to go back and see what kind of person the witch who was even better than Ryu was. Just when he and Manager Qian and others turned around and planned to leave, Zui Yuanfei picked up the book on the ground and came to Zixiao. Sir, may I ask your name? Me. Why do we have to know each other before? The name is just a code name. Brother Zui, you are obsessed. Zixiao said earnestly. Why do we have to know each other before? Zui Yuanfei murmured this sentence, and instantly felt the high realm of the person in front of him. It must be because you regard reputation as dirt that you can have such a realm, otherwise the whole world of immortal cultivation will be shocked by you. Shocking ass. Zixiao thought to himself, if he was not afraid that people from Tianxian Holy Land would come to him after he said his name, why would he use such a fancy name? As for using a fake name, he didn't have that hobby. Zixiao, isn't this name good? In his previous life, when he was reading books, what he hated most was that the protagonist would change his name, change his appearance, or create a clone, which were all poisonous. Okay, are you done talking? I'll leave first. Wait a minute, Brother Dao. Sui Yuanfei stopped Zixiao again and offered the mysterious book with both hands. Brother Dao, a genius like you is definitely qualified to own this book. What's more, the Earth Book has a spirit and has chosen you as its master. Please don't refuse. Fuck. Zixiao was shocked when he saw the other party's action and quickly refused. Brother Zhua, take it back quickly, I don't want this thing. Sui Yuanfei and a group of Yaoguang disciples looked at Zixiao with respect. Even though he said so, the other party still didn't want the Earth Book. He was clearly a person of noble character. Only such a person can become a disciple of the Supreme Elder. Brother Dao, this Earth Book is really destined for you, just accept it. As he spoke, Sui Yuanfei was about to stuff the Earth Book into Zixiao's arms, and the latter quickly dodged and stepped back a few steps, looking at Sui Yuanfei in disbelief. Good fellow, really good fellow, even if I didn't save you, I helped you out, right? As a disciple of Yaoguang Holy Land, you actually repay kindness with enmity? If I become a disciple of that damn Elder Piao, wouldn't I be famous in the world of immortal cultivation? What should I do if the Son of Destiny comes to me? And no matter how you look at it, these so-called 3 books of heaven, earth, and man are all opportunities for the Son of Destiny. If I accept this, I will definitely not be able to sleep at night. Seeing Zixiao retreating again and again, Sui Yuanfei also became anxious. Brother Dao, what do you mean? The Book of Earth is spiritual, it has already chosen its master. If you don't accept it, even if other people take this book, they can't open it at all. No matter what. I absolutely can't take this book. Zixiao shook his head like a rattle, as if the Book of Earth in front of him was a hot potato. In fact, it is true. If you really accept the Earth Book, you will definitely be involved in an inexplicable dispute, which is inconsistent with Zixiao's dream of playing badly, so no matter what the other party says, you must not accept it. Brother Dao, when the disciples of Yaoguang Holy Land saw Zixiao's sincere refusal, they knew that he was not a pretended villain, but a true gentleman. Such a character, and such a talent. If he really became the eldest disciple of Elder Piao, it would be a blessing for their Yaoguang Holy Land. Brother Dao, if you don't accept this book, we really have no face to return to the sect. Sui Yuanfei's eyes were full of tears, and he looked like he was moved by Zixiao, and he insisted on letting him accept the Book of Earth. Stop, why are you crying like a grown man? Zixiao's scalp tingled when he saw Sui Yuanfei's appearance, and the people passing by pointed and talked. He asked tentatively, let me ask, you're, Elder Piao, does accepting a disciple require the other party to collect the 3 books of heaven, earth and man? That's right. Sui Yuanfei thought Zixiao was interested, and nodded like a chicken pecking at rice. Are there any traces of the heavenly book and the human book? Not yet. Sui Yuanfei's face was slightly bitter. We have been looking for the 3 books of heaven, earth and man these days. In addition to wanting to become the direct disciple of Elder Piao, there is another thing, that is, we don't want these books to fall into the hands of thieves. After that, Sui Yuanfei pointed to the disciples of the 10,000 Demons sect. Just like these demon cultivators, once they find the 3 books of heaven, earth and man, Elder Piao will definitely accept them as disciples after he has made a heavenly oath. At that time, the righteous and the evil will be entangled. I am afraid that my Yaoguang Holy Land will become a sinner. So even if we risk the great disapproval of the world and the consequences of being punished by Elder Piao, we disciples also want to stop this incident. The troublemaking old woman. She is so similar to my master. Zixiao curled his lips. If it weren't for that damn Elder Piao's insistence, why would so many kind-hearted disciples risk their lives to find the 3 books of heaven, earth and man? If I really become her disciple, won't I be played to death by her? How about this, Brother Zhua, I will accept this Book of Earth. Wait. Don't force it. Zixiao interrupted Sui Yuanfei's action and continued, I accepted this Book of Earth not because I want to become the disciple of Elder Piao, but as you said, if these 3 books of heaven, earth and man fall into the hands of evil spirits, it will inevitably cause trouble. In order not to embarrass you, I will keep this book of earth. If a righteous man collects the 2 books of heaven and man, I will give him the book of earth. What do you think? Chapter 35. You are listening at novelfold.audio. This. Sui Yuanfei took a deep breath. I didn't expect that even after talking so much, the young cultivator in front of him still didn't intend to take this opportunity into his own hands. Instead, he had to wait for others to collect the 2 books of heaven and man, and then add this book of earth to present. You know, Elder Piaomiao is a famous person in the 9 states and 10 lands. In her time, she was known as the first in talent. She is also a strong man in the supreme realm. She has never accepted a disciple in her life. If she becomes a disciple of the Supreme, she can walk sideways in the 9 states. This opportunity is not to mention the younger generation, even the older generation of cultivators want to grasp it tightly. But the young Taoist brother in front of him threw this opportunity away, and he was sincere. How long has it been since such a person appeared in the world of immortal cultivation? Sui Yuanfei couldn't help but sigh. After seeing Zixiao's serious expression, he gritted his teeth and said, "Well, let's do as you say." After that, Sui Yuanfei handed over the book of earth. Zixiao heard that the other party agreed to him, and he also reached out to take it. The reason why he wanted to take this hot potato was that he wanted to confirm his guess. If Lin Yi of Tianxian Holy Land was the only son of destiny in this world, then he would have a way to hide far away. If there were multiple sons of destiny, then he would have to think carefully. Otherwise, wherever he hid, the sons of destiny would chase him. Wouldn't it be in vain? To collect the 3 books of heaven, earth and man, and still be the beautiful cultivator who has been alone for many years, this taste is so right. No matter how you look at it, this is all prepared for the son of destiny. It seems that the one who has the 2 books of heaven and man must be the son of destiny. Then Zixiao only needs to wait and see. When the person holding the other 2 books comes to find him, he will know it with his eyes of insight. Just when Zixiao reached out to take the book of earth, something strange happened. Buzz, the book of earth suddenly emitted a ray of light, which made it difficult to open your eyes, and a heavy and ancient aura suddenly descended on the entire Qilian city. Lord Long, who had already walked away, felt this aura and his eyes condensed. What kind of person has descended on our Qilian city? Boom boom boom, in the government office of the city lord's mansion, powerful auras burst out. The colorful spiritual power supported the sky above the entire Qilian city, blocking the pressure that fell completely. The cultivators in the city had no idea what was going on. They just wanted to kneel down on the ground. Zixiao, the person involved, was even more dumbfounded. He didn't do anything, he just took a book. What the hell is this? Sui Yuanfei's eyes widened. The 3 books of heaven, earth, and man are just spiritual books that record the Tao rhyme of the great Tao. They don't have any other opportunities. How could they emit such an aura, that everyone didn't understand? Whoosh, whoosh. At this moment, 2 air-breaking sounds were heard, and the defensive formation in the sky was actually pierced by 2 streams of light. The 2 streams of light fell directly in front of Zixiao. Looking closely, they were 2 books, one with heaven written on it and the other with man written on it. Add the earth in Zixiao's hand. It just made up the 3 books of heaven, earth and man. This. Zixiao looked incredulous. What is this? He just got the book of earth, but the book of heaven and the book of man flew over automatically. Who would believe this if I told them to others? The disciples of Yaoguang Holy Land also saw the flying objects clearly, and their mouths were open enough to swallow an egg. Sui Yuanfei was the first to react, and came to Zixiao, stammering, "Dao, brother Dao, congratulations, the 3 books are spiritual, this, automatically chooses a master, ahem, it seems that this is your chance." Zixiao rolled his eyes at Sui Yuanfei unhappily. This is a chance. I'm afraid it's not a conspiracy, right? Even if he is the son of destiny, he must either jump off a cliff or be seriously injured and dying before he can get the chance. Anyway, he must be on the verge of life and death. As a villain, it would be fine if he was not snatched away by the son of destiny. but how could such an opportunity come to him on its own initiative? The earth book in his hand flickered slightly, as if he was very proud of it. Brother Dao. You can't refuse this time, Sui Yuanfei said solemnly. The 3 books of heaven, earth and man all chose you, and took the initiative to get along with you. It seems that you are the person that the Supreme Elder is looking for. I will report to the sect immediately and send someone to pick you up. Stop. Before he finished speaking, Zixiao interrupted him and said, Brother Sui, to be honest, I already have my own master, and switching to another sect is not a gentleman's behavior. By the way, I think you are a handsome man, and you are very suitable for this position. Why not let you become the direct disciple of the Supreme Elder? Wouldn't it be wonderful? As he spoke, Zixiao opened the eye of insight directly. It would have been fine if he hadn't looked at it, but he was shocked when he saw it. Name, Sui Yuanfei, bone age, 19 years old, realm, middle stage of nascent soul, special physique, sealed ancient holy body, heavenly sword body, skills, Yaoguang holy law, Jiuxiao divine thunder, Huangjian Dao, Benlei sword, Hui sword. Entries, son of destiny, late bloomer, amazing background, rebellious disciple, mediocre, etc. Recent opportunities. After half a month, he read the 3 books of heaven, earth and man, and was accepted as a direct disciple by Piamiao Supreme, intercepted. 1 month later, he obtained the Earth Spirit Pearl in the Trial's secret realm. After 3 months, he went to the 10,000 demons realm to join forces with the demon woman to repel the enemy. After 5 months, the son of destiny. What the hell? Zixiao couldn't believe his eyes. He confirmed his guess, but he didn't expect that such a big son of destiny was right in front of him. This is the unlucky mother opening the door for the unlucky, so unlucky. Sui Yuanfei, you are a guy with thick eyebrows and big eyes, and you are actually the son of destiny. The golden light on your body almost blinded Zixiao's eyes. I thought the son of destiny should be a big surname like Yi, Xiao, Lin, Shi, or at least Tang. But he turned out to be surnamed Sui. No matter how many precautions he took, he couldn't prevent this. Zixiao was so sad that he wanted to cry. There are bad people among the crowd. Dao, brother Dao. Sui Yuanfei looked at Zixiao's face, which was changing from gloomy to bright. He was not sure what the other party was thinking, so he whispered to test him. It's okay. Zixiao looked at Sui Yuanfei dimly, and that look made the latter's scalp numb. Look at my proposal, brother Sui. I will give you the 3 books of heaven, earth and man. I think you are worthy of the position of the direct disciple of Elder Piamiao. I won't say much to keep you. This thing is for you. After that, Zixiao grabbed the 3 books of heaven, earth and man and stuffed them into Sui Yuanfei's arms. Then he waved his hand, signaling manager Qian and Xiao Chui to leave this place of trouble with him. If you stay any longer, you don't know what pitfalls will happen. There must be something wrong when things are abnormal. From the moment the 3 books of heaven, earth and man took the initiative to slap Zixiao's face, he knew that there must be something wrong. Chapter 36. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man was beaten to death. As we all know, it has always been the son of destiny who robbed other people's resources. When will it be the turn of others to rob the son of destiny? The eye of insight observed the opportunity of Sui Yuanfei, and there were 3 words intercepted. This further confirmed Zixiao's guess. If there is no problem here, he would not believe it even if he was beaten to death. The benefits delivered to the door must be carefully examined. He is not a son of destiny, and the system has been uninstalled by him. In this case, can such a thing still happen? Brother Dao. Wait. Sui Yuanfei did not intend to keep the 3 books of heaven, earth and man in his hands. These 3 spiritual books choose their masters on their own initiative. If they are forced to stay, they will only let the 3 books be covered in dust. In addition, this is different from his philosophy. If he really accepts these 3 books for no reason, he may lose his mind and find it difficult to find the immortal way. I said your nickname is Gummy Candy, right? Why is it so sticky? Zixiao looked helplessly at Sui Yuanfei, who stopped him again. the latter was a little confused, obviously not understanding what kind of candy this gummy candy is, but still shook his head and said firmly, "Brother, since these 3 books have chosen you, then you are the chosen one. Although I, Sui Yuanfei, am not a genius, I am the same as you, brother, and I am definitely not a villain. What is yours, and no one can take it away." Zixiao looked at Sui Yuanfei with a firm face and sighed secretly, how much he wanted to tell the other party that these 3 books of heaven, earth and man actually belonged to the other party, and the opportunity clearly stated that they were intercepted. "Brother Sui, Okay. Brother Dao is a man of high moral integrity, I know this, so." When he said this, Sui Yuanfei's eyes were filled with pride. "I have already notified the sect with the sound transmission talisman. I guess Elder Piao has also received the news at this time. Ha 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 ha. This time, Brother Dao, you can't run away. You." Zixiao stared at the complacent Sui Yuanfei in front of him. He was so angry that he wanted to give him a big slap in the face, but thinking about the golden entry of the Child of Destiny, he decided to forget it. "Brother Dao, let's go back to the sect with me." Sui Yuanfei smiled. Zixiao was speechless for a while. "Is your Yaoguang holy land a bandit's nest? I'm afraid you can't leave now." The powerful momentum overwhelmed the whole scene, and the guard commander of Qilian City, Lord Long, came and went. The aura locked Sui Yuanfei and Zixiao tightly. Boom. Not everyone can bear the aura of the Saint King realm. This time, Zixiao and Sui Yuanfei were directly trapped in the ground, with the 2 of them as the center. The ground showed spiderweb-like cracks. What about the promise that villains don't embarrass villains? Zixiao felt the heavy pressure on his body, and looked helplessly at Lord Long, who suddenly appeared in front of him. Sui Yuanfei gritted his teeth. His Taoist robe was already stained with blood, but even so, he did not cry out in pain, but held on. Lord Long looked at Zixiao's expressionless face and was a little surprised that Junior could actually withstand his pressure. "Lord Long. What do you mean?" Manager Qian hurried over. He really didn't take the spirit stone for nothing. He could be called Zixiao's lackey. Seeing the arrival of Manager Qian, Lord Long showed no intention of restraining himself and said jokingly, "I was just attacking a bunch of bastards, and for the sake of self-defense, I was going to let him go, but look." As he spoke, Lord Long pointed his finger at the sky. 2 holes appeared on the colorful defense array. Those were the marks left by the 2 books of heaven and man when they appeared. The defense array of my Qilian city was penetrated by the 2 books of heaven and man on this kid, and you can still withstand my pressure. "Boy, tell me, who are you?" Lord Long walked slowly in front of Zixiao and stared at him with interest. "If I say I don't know how this thing got here, would you believe me? Do you think I believe it? The 3 books of heaven, earth and man took the initiative to surrender. Although these 3 books are not magic weapons, the Tao rhyme preserved in the 3 books has been said to have the opportunity to become an emperor. You are the illegitimate child of the heavenly Tao. And the 3 books took the initiative to find you." Zixiao looked at Lord Long in silence. He really wanted to dig out his eyeballs and throw them into Lord Long's eyes, so that he could look at Sui Yuanfei next to him, tell him what it means to be the son of destiny. The title of the illegitimate son of heaven should never be inherited by the villain. "Forget it, I guess you won't tell me, but you definitely have a secret. I'll take you back to the city lord's mansion and use the soul extracting and soul refining technique to check it out." In Lord Long's words, Zixiao was not taken seriously at all. This tone really made Zixiao explode. "I'll give you some color. You really run a dyeing factory. Do you think I'm made of mud?" Boom! Along with Zixiao's roar, the pressure on him dissipated instantly, and one after another mysterious black runes surrounded his body, and his eyes, which were originally like a deep pool, turned directly into double pupils. Ancient double pupils. Is this kid, the senior brother of Tianxian Holy Land? Zixiao. The onlookers saw the appearance of double pupils and recognized Zixiao's identity. His reputation is not small now. Even in the remote Qilian city, his reputation is spreading. After all, it is very rare for a peerless genius to leave the sect so aggrievedly. In addition, all major forces have released news that as long as Zixiao joins them, they will give him generous treatment. How can the cultivators not know his name? Sure enough, Brother Dao, no, Brother Z is not a person in the pond. Sui Yuanfei also stood up from the deep pit. Lord Long had withdrawn his pressure because of surprise, so he is now fine. Even because of the oppression just now, it seems that a warm current flows out of his body, which is constantly nourishing every meridian and yuanying in his body. Boy, do you want to attack me? Zixiao's long hair is flying, surrounded by black runes, and the terrifying double pupils are simply a demonic power. Anyone can see that he is going to attack Lord Long. I've heard about your realm, the spiritual division, right? Although I don't know how you hide your cultivation, I guessed right. You do have a big secret, and these will belong to me. A cultivator in the spiritual division period, even if he has a great opportunity, is still a spiritual division. He is a cultivator in the Saint King realm. Would he be afraid of a spiritual division? Seeing Zixiao's fighting spirit, Lord Long wanted to laugh. Laugh? I'll let you laugh. The light on Zixiao's hand flashed, and a black long sword appeared in his hand. This was the reward he had drawn when he signed in before. The system's products must be high quality. It was originally a growing embryo, and the system gave him the opportunity to choose a skin. Zixiao chose the template used by the world's #1 swordsman in an anime in his previous life without hesitation, the Black Sword Knight. Chapter 37. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ban dang zem van ban gok chua dike, ko the kio soang koi trang de chan ban dike, boom. The black runes surrounding Zixiao's body suddenly exploded at this moment. A stream of black power shot straight into the sky, once again creating a hole in Qilian City's defensive formation. At this time, the double pupils in his eyes had turned into pitch black, the wildly flying long hair, the slightly raised corners of his mouth, and the long black knife in his hand that constantly exudes magical power make him look like a human Shura. He was clearly distracted, but at this moment he seemed like a saint. The realms of cultivating immortals are chi refining, foundation building, golden pill, nascent soul, distraction, fusion, Mahayana, tribulation transcendence, saint, saint king, supreme, and great emperor. Zixiao, on the other hand, had only been distracted for a period of time, but he actually spanned 4 major realms, and his momentum was close to that of a saint. There was also a hint of surprise in Master Long's eyes. He never expected that the ant in front of him, who could have been manipulated at will, would actually burst out with power that even he did not dare to underestimate. After owning the system for so many years, how could Zixiao not have any trump cards? The original heavenly demon body combined with the 8 desolate demonic skills can allow him to exert power several times his own level, plus the mysterious heaven burial technique. Regardless of the cost, I will kill people who have transcended the tribulation realm for you to see. This is Zixiao's temper. Under normal circumstances, he would never use this kind of power. After all, the heaven burial technique is extremely weird. It is a double-sided blade and can hurt him if he is not careful. But Master Long's eyes really made him unable to bear it. After all, I am also a time traveler, and with my identity as a villain, you just don't leave any opportunities when you see me, and you want to take away my opportunities? If you take this away, will I still have face? Zixiao, who was holding the black sword Yi, was like a demon descending at this moment. 3,000 avenues surrounded his body, and the sun, moon and stars also seemed extremely small at this moment. Thick dark clouds appeared in the originally blue sky, and the sky became chaotic at this moment. Manager Qian and Xiao Chui were both shocked. They had long thought that Zixiao had a terrifying identity and background, but they didn't expect that they still underestimated him. Looking at his appearance now, he is simply an unparalleled demon. Zui Yuanfei was even more excited. Only such people are worthy of being the direct disciple of Elder Piao Miao. Not all people who use magic skills are demon cultivators. Demons are just one of the 3,000 avenues. The reason why those who use magic skills are called demon cultivators is because the skills they practice bring losses to the world, or maybe it's because of the evil nature that it's called demonic cultivation. But Zixiao's magic power can make the Taoist charm of the 3,000 avenues surround him, and it has a sense of awe-inspiring avenues. Such a person is certainly not a demon cultivator. What's more, his character is visible to Yao Guang's disciples. I'm driving you crazy. Zishao activated the heaven-burying technique regardless of the consequences. At this moment, he was the biggest demon in the world. The long purple-silver hair seemed to be soaked in ink at this moment, turning into pure black. Zishao held the black knife with both hands and struck hard at Master Long. The black knife drew an arc in the air, with a fierce momentum, directly tearing apart the surrounding space. Purple-black space turbulence appeared in the cracks. Boom! Black spiritual power burst out from the blade of the black sword. The entire sky was covered in black, and the dark clouds seemed to be dripping with ink. The power of the avenue was stirring around. This knife caused the wind and clouds to change color, lightning flashed and thunder, and the sound of woo-woo resounded throughout the whole world, as if ghosts and gods were weeping. Crying generally. Boy! I underestimate you, but no matter what secret method you use, you are still just an ant. Lord Long roared. The clothes on his body fell apart inch by inch, revealing his strong body, and then, scales actually grew on his body. Immediately afterwards, a sky-covering python spanning the entire Chilean city appeared in people's eyes. Its body is like a towering mountain range, huge and majestic. The scales of the python are shining with mysterious light, and each one is like tough armor. Covering its whole body, its eyes are like burning flames, revealing a sense of majesty and dominance. When it stares at you, it seems to penetrate your soul. The giant python's nostrils were like a dark red flame, spitting out from time to time, exuding a pungent breath. Its mouth opens, revealing sharp teeth. The teeth are chilling. The most eye-catching thing is that there is a black horn on its scaly head. It is about to turn into a dragon. This is the real body of Lord Long. Facing Zishao's sky-covering sword, the giant python in the air swung its giant tail and slammed into it. Boom! The black spiritual power exploded instantly, and waves of black spiritual power quickly spread around Chilean city. Lord Long's attack actually completely shattered Zishao's sword energy. Clang! The black knife hit Lord Long's snake scales, splashing a burst of sparks, leaving only a white mark on the scales. You can't even break my scales. Swallow it. After saying that, the giant python that covered the sky and the earth opened its mouth and was about to swallow Zishao directly into its stomach. Young master! Manager Qian and Xiao Chui shouted anxiously. Brother Dao! Zui Yuanfei was even more furious, looking at the giant python with hatred in his eyes. Ah! If you hurt Brother Z, I will definitely pull out your tendons and skin you alive in the future. Lord Long would not pay attention to other people's threats. He felt that he was offended by Zishao, and he wanted to get the other party's powerful secret. You know, he is only one step away from turning into a dragon. No one can stop him. The huge vertical pupils were full of greed, and the bloody mouth opened a little more. Even the black spiritual power that kept overflowing was swallowed by it. You still want to swallow me? Zishao at this time looked crazy. He held the black knife tightly in both hands, and was not afraid of the attacking giant mouth. I've used the heaven burial technique. Do you still want to get away with it? You wish. After saying that, Zishao formed a seal with his hands, making a slight sound, and then a terrifying aura burst out with a bang, which was breathtaking. The heaven burial technique is also ever-changing, but it is not to suppress the opponent, but the strongest attack, a devastating attack. He crossed his hands across the void, leaving the mark of Tao, and transformed into a black ancient coffin. On the black coffin, there was a carving of the universe. Everyone was stunned. This is a secret technique. How can even a coffin be created? What is the meaning of this? Is it to send the opponent to heaven? Heaven burial technique. Bury the sky, bury the earth, and bury all living things. On this black coffin, there are black runes one after another surrounding it. The decay and sinking meaning emitted by the coffin constantly enveloped Zishao's body, giving him strength. Chapter 38. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sky was full of smoke, and the sky was full of fire. Buzz! Zishao's figure flashed, and after dodging the huge mouth that covered the sky, he slammed the giant python with a knife in both hands. The giant python's vertical pupils flashed and disappeared, twisting its snake body, and a dragon roar resounded through the world. The golden light shone in the dark clouds. A dragon's might that suppressed all living beings collided with the black coffin in the air. The giant python also directly hit Zi Xiao in the sky. Boom. This time it hit Zi Xiao's chest hard. Crack, crack, crack. The sound of bone fractures resounded in his ears, and the blood on his body stained his black clothes. There was a hint of pride in the vertical pupils of the giant python, but at this moment, Zi Xiao threw the black knife in his hand into the air. The black knife turned into a stream of light and directly merged into the black coffin. Ah! The dragon roared again throughout the universe, but the difference this time was that the dragon roar was obviously sad. Just when Lord Long couldn't figure out what Zi Xiao was going to do, the black coffin suddenly fell on his head. Feeling the breath of the corrupt world, Lord Long was afraid and planned to evacuate, but at this moment, he found that he couldn't move. The vertical pupil looked at Zi Xiao on his mouth. Although the latter's face was covered with blood, the corners of his mouth were slightly raised, and his expression was even more crazy. His hands tightly hugged the scales of the giant python, and because of excessive force, his 10 fingers directly pierced through the hard scales. The black runes emanating from his body seemed like dragon ropes, binding the giant python in the air. Crack, crack. As the giant python twisted, the dragon ropes formed by the black runes were constantly breaking. But the time was enough. The black coffin that exuded the breath of burying the world had fallen. Clang, the heavy and ancient sound formed ripples that spread around, and a large number of buildings, ground, and city walls in Chilean City were all shattered by this blow. The black coffin smashed directly on the top of the giant python's head. Crack. The sound of shattering was crisp and audible. The horn on the top of the giant python's head was smashed directly, and the whole giant python was smashed to the ground like a cannonball. Boom. The shock caused the nearby cultivators to bleed from all 7 orifices, and some were even pressed down by the giant python without time to dodge. The giant python hit the ground, and because of its huge size, it smashed a huge pit in the ground, like a natural moat, bottomless, and Zi Xiao also hit the ground not far away like a piece of rag. Cough, cough, cough. It hurt so much. Zi Xiao stood up from the ground while coughing up blood. His chest was sunken, one arm was twisted like a twist, and his face and body were stained with blood, like a madman, but the corners of his mouth were crazily raised. Seeing that the situation was not good, Qian Guanshi, Zui Yuanfei and others who had dodged hurriedly flew over. They were already shocked by what they saw. Lord Long of the Saint King realm defeated by the young man in front of him. Even the dragon horn was broken. What kind of concept is this? Brother, Z, are you okay? Zui Yuanfei took a breath and began to stutter when talking to Zi Xiao. Manager Qian and Xiaocui on the side could not control their expressions. Their mouths could swallow an egg directly. Why are you back? Come and get out of here quickly. That bastard didn't get hurt much. Be careful not to get you hurt. Zi Xiao said to them calmly. Master. Master. Xiaocui was deeply moved by Zi Xiao's concern for her at this time. Her beautiful eyes were full of fascination. Zui Yuanfei gritted his teeth and said firmly, Brother Z, these 3 books of heaven, earth, and man are what Elder Piao Miao of my sect is looking for. It is because of these 3 books of heaven, earth, and man that you are targeted by Lord Long. Although my cultivation is shallow, I also understand the truth. If I leave at this time, what is the difference between me and a beast? The worst that can happen is death. After thinking for a moment, the tangled expression on his face also eased. He sighed and said, Sir, you are a distinguished guest of my Qingfeng Tower. Since I am here, how can I let you get into trouble? I have contacted the adults at home and will be able to rush over in a moment. Before that, I will stop Lord Long with you. Boom. Just after Manager Qian expressed his loyalty, the ground shook. Then, a figure jumped out from the chasm. Who else could it be but Lord Long? He looked so miserable at this moment. Not only was his body covered with dust and blood, but there was also a broken horn and a swollen lump on his forehead. His face was gloomy, as if he had eaten dozens of dead flies. He walked slowly to Zi Xiao and said, you must die. To turn into a dragon, you must grow horns first. He, who was a giant python, originally used the materials he collected from the heavens to condense the real dragon horns, so that he could turn into a dragon one day, but it was directly shattered by Zixiao. His dream of thousands of years had collapsed at this moment. It would be strange if he was not angry. I have to die. Haha. Where's your expression before? Zixiao sneered and continued, you laugh, keep laughing. Why don't you laugh? Don't you like it? Ant. You're looking for death. Lord Long roared, and attacked Zixiao with his fists as claws. Bang! Zixiao's clothes fluttered, and powerful spiritual power rushed out of his body, knocking out Qian Guanshi, Xiao Chui, Zui Yuanfei and other disciples of Yaoguang Holy Land. Brother Z. Young Master. Zui Yuanfei, Qian Guanshi and others all looked at Zixiao with anger. They originally planned to stand in front of Zixiao to delay time for him, but who would have thought that he would push them out at this time, with such character and such righteousness? How could he let him down? You treat me as a national hero, and I will repay you as a national hero. If anything happens to Zixiao, I will kill all of Qilian City and leave no one alive. You are too much of a nuisance, get out of here. Zixiao said lightly, and then looked at Lord Long in front of him. Although most of Zixiao's bones were broken at this time, his body was straight, and he had no fear of death. Boy! Go to hell. After you die, I will get your secrets out of your body bit by bit. Lord Long's face was full of cruelty, as if he had seen the scene of Zixiao being disemboweled by him. Just when his hand was about to reach Zixiao's chest, the world suddenly became quiet. Lord Long seemed to have been paused, and he paused in place. With that cruel expression on his face, the claws almost touched Zixiao, but the distance was like a natural moat, and it was impossible to reach it. Chapter 39. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sound of a water drop fell from a calm sky, and the waves were splashed, ding-dong. In the peaceful world, it was as if a drop of water had fallen, causing waves. Lord Long woke up and looked at the scene in front of him in shock. His claws were about to touch Zixiao, and he could even feel the blood vessels under the other's skin, but his claws seemed to be blocked by an invisible mirror, and if I guessed correctly, the space and time seemed to be still just now. This discovery made him tremble in his heart. You know, cultivators above the Saint Realm can block space, but they can never still space, so, it is absolutely not something that ordinary people can use to still space and time at the same time. There are still experts. Lord Long's eyes, like those of a poisonous snake, looked around vigilantly, as if he was looking for something, but when he turned his head, he was stunned. At some point, a woman stood in front of him. She blocked Zixiao and stretched out a green and tender jade finger, a finger that looked harmless, but she gently tapped the air, and with this finger, Lord Long's claws could not move at all. The woman was as ethereal as a fairy, standing proudly in the world, as if a fairy had descended to the earth, making people dare not look directly at her. A white flowing cloud skirt showed her figure to the fullest, her long hair cascading down, her white clothes like snow, her black hair like ink, indescribably beautiful and elegant, noble and extraordinary. Zixiao was also startled by the woman's back and subconsciously asked, Master, but when the woman heard Zixiao's voice, she turned her head and looked at him. Her face, which was as cold as ice for thousands of years, melted instantly, revealing a smile that made Zixiao feel like spring breeze. Little guy, you've called me master before you even do the apprenticeship ceremony? Who am I? Where am I? What should I do? Zixiao had a lot of questions in his head. What on earth was this woman who looked very similar to his master talking about? The reason why they looked very similar was because Mo Yuxiang always wore a veil, and even Zixiao had forgotten what his master looked like. The woman in front of him had a fairy-like temperament, and was very similar to Mo Yuxiang, but there were 2 points that made Zixiao clearly understand that the woman in front of him was definitely not his master. The first point was the other party's gentle smile that made people feel like spring breeze. The second point was that this woman had an unusually plump figure. Compared to her, my master was simply killed by a blast. Isn't he sinking? Zixiao subconsciously wanted to ask, but thinking of his own tattered body and the opponent's strength that could even deal with Lord Long, he kept the question to himself and didn't ask. At this moment, Sui Yuanfei and a group of Yaoguang disciples came forward and said respectfully, Grand Elder, that this title also made Lord Long stunned, and he asked uncertainly, are you Piao Miao? Elder Piao Miao looked at Lord Long with cold eyes and said indifferently, are you going to attack my apprentice? Your apprentice? Lord Long was almost laughed out of anger. Elder Piao Miao is joking, I already know the identity of this kid. If I guess correctly, he should be the disciple expelled from the Tianxian Holy Land by Mo Yuxiang, Zixiao, right? Since he is from the Tianxian Holy Land, how can he be your apprentice? Are you questioning me? Piao Miao's voice seemed to come from the 9 heavens, ethereal and quiet, making people unconsciously feel that they dare not blaspheme. Upon hearing this, Lord Long's body was also shaken. Elder Piao Miao, I don't mean to question you, but as the supreme of the Holy Land, you should have reached an agreement with our city lord that you must not take action in this Chilean city, and... Boom! Before Lord Long finished speaking, a strong pressure fell directly on him. He swallowed back what he wanted to say next, his legs softened and he knelt directly on the ground. Lord Long gritted his teeth and even bled because of excessive force. The Supreme cannot be insulted. If he dared to say a few more words, it would be a light punishment to kill him. Seeing this scene, Zixiao was happy. Although he didn't know why this Elder Piao Miao helped him, now was the best time to beat the dog when it was down. No, it should be the best time to beat the snake when it was down. Before taking action, Zixiao cautiously probed the fairy-like figure. Ahem, ahem. That, Elder Piao Miao, you will protect me, right? Piao Miao looked at the little guy in front of him with a slight smile, and nodded slightly. Zixiao was now very confident. He walked towards Lord Long with a step that didn't recognize any relatives. This was not because he was too arrogant, but because all the bones in his body were still broken. He could stand now because of his strong body and spiritual power. It was impossible to walk normally. He walked to Lord Long who was kneeling on the ground with big strides, and Zixiao smiled and said, Lord Long, no, should I call you little reptile now? You are crazy. You keep on being crazy. After saying that, Zixiao stretched out his hand and waved, swish. The black knife cut through the sky and fell directly into Zixiao's hands, but Zixiao did not kill him, but lowered his body and handed the black knife to Lord Long who was kneeling on the ground. Then an extremely exaggerated expression appeared on his face. Little reptile, you are not done yet, right? I gave you the face just now, but you didn't know how to take it. Now you are kneeling on the ground. Come on, I will give you a chance. Lord Long raised his head, his eyes were full of bloodshot, and the hatred was about to solidify. Zixiao didn't care at all, and even moved the black knife in his hand closer. Take it. Come on, I will give you a chance. Cut down on my neck now. If I move, I will not be your grandfather. Manager Qian and Xiao Chui were stunned. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? If I move, I am not your grandfather. Several groups, you are not at a disadvantage. I am Shu Daoshan. 1, 2, 3. As soon as he counted to 3, Zixiao took the black knife back, and then kept fiddling with the broken dragon horn with his hands. I gave you a chance, but you are useless. Is that so? Since I gave you a chance, but you don't want it, then I will also make a small request to you, and I hope you can agree. It's not that Lord Long didn't want to take the knife and kill Zixiao, but when he was about to act, the pressure on his body like a mountain made him unable to move even a little finger. Now that he was insulted by Zixiao again with an arrogant tone, he was even more furious and almost vomited blood again. All he wanted now was to leave this humiliating place as soon as possible. It's never too late for a gentleman to take revenge, not to mention that he is not a gentleman. After today, he will find a chance to make Zixiao pay with his life. The opportunity on the other party is so great that it makes him scared. In this case, how can he make up for the loss of breaking the dragon horn? Chapter 40. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man was very happy, thinking of this. Lord Long slowly calmed down his emotions, raised his head and looked at Zixiao. Tell me, no matter what you ask, I will definitely agree. In his opinion, the request that Zixiao wanted to make was nothing more than some resources. After all, Zixiao was just expelled from the sect by Mo Yuxiang of Tianxian Holy Land, and it is said that he returned all the resources for so many years to the sect. I think he must be penniless. Since he wants some resources, even the Qianquan ring can be handed over. Anyway, he will take it back from the other party in the future. That's good. Zixiao nodded and continued, since you are so sincere, I won't hesitate. Just call me master. Today's matter will be over. How about it? You. Lord Long widened his eyes, not believing what he heard. This Zixiao is simply not a human being. After talking for a long time, he wanted to make a request, and this is what he made. Ask him to call him master. What a shame. What a shame. Lord Long was about to bite his teeth to pieces. He never thought that Zixiao would make such a request. He just said that as long as Zixiao made a request, he would agree, but such an insulting request. Lord Long was like this, let alone the bystanders. Manager Qian was speechless. He already knew that this young man behaved differently from ordinary people, but he didn't expect it to be so outrageous. He asked Lord Long to call you master. And in public? Isn't this hatred over? Even if you have the protection of Piamiao Supreme in the future, there will always be a day when you are alone, right? Aren't you afraid that Lord Long will retaliate? And the owner behind Qilian City is no small character, otherwise it would be impossible for the surrounding holy places and the demon realm to all sign the neutral agreement of Qilian City. Elder Piamiao is not the only supreme in the world. On the other hand, Sui Yuanfei's expression was very relieved, and even 2 streams of white smoke came out of his nostrils. Cool. So cool. This is what a cultivator of my generation should be like. Brother Z. After meeting you, I know who I am today. I know. From today on, I will regard all your words as the truth. Just as Sui Yuanfei looked at Zixiao excitedly, Lord Long's face turned from yin to yang, and then from yang to yin. After going back and forth several times, he breathed a sigh of relief. He turned into the expression that looked like Long Outyen when they first met. Okay, I agree to your request. Then he turned to look at Piamiao on the side. Elder Piamiao, if I agree to his request, can I leave? Don't worry, with you here, I, Long Shi, promise that I will never touch Zixiao in this life. Hearing this, Piamiao nodded without comment. Seeing the other party nod, Lord Long obviously relaxed, with a hint of hatred and cruelty in the depths of his eyes. The reason why he asked Piamiao was not because he was afraid that the other party would kill him. After all, as the guard of Qilian City, Piamiao had reached an agreement with the city lord of Qilian City, and Piamiao could not kill him here, but Lord Long was worried that the other party, who was ignorant of the world, would make endless requests, which would be a great embarrassment for him. But now I think, I just need to satisfy Zixiao's vanity and call him once. When I catch him in the future, I will let him call me back 100 times, right? As for what I said to Piamiao, that I will never touch Zixiao in this life, that is pure nonsense. He has not made a vow to the heaven. When the time comes, he will hide in Qilian City and ask the city lord to help resist the Yaoguang Holy Land. Who can do anything to him? Thinking of this, Lord Long slowly raised his head. When he raised his head, there was only a smile in his eyes. Zixiao, didn't you ask me to call you Grandpa? I agree, I will call you now. 1. Puff. Before he finished calling the word Grandpa, he felt a chill in his heart. Lord Long lowered his head and looked at his chest in disbelief. There was a knife on it, and the blade had completely sunk into his chest. At this time, he could only see the gorgeous handle. Not surprisingly, this is Zixiao's black knife. Why do you want to kill me? Didn't you ask me to call you Grandpa? Lord Long looked up again, only to see Zixiao's cold eyes. Do you really think I want to take you as my grandson? Do you think I love you? If I didn't need to recover some spiritual power and delay time to summon that thing, I would have killed you long ago. As he said this, Zixiao pointed to the sky. Everyone looked up, and they didn't know when the strange and ominous black coffin crossed the sky again. A cultivator in the spiritual division wanted to kill a Saint King. Even if the Saint King didn't dodge or avoid, he couldn't break the defense, so Zixiao summoned the black coffin. the black coffin full of decaying power was too easy to break Lord Long's defense. With Zixiao's broken body, it would obviously take time to use another big move, and a bunch of words he said just now were just to cover up his means silently. In other words, this Zixiao had no intention of letting him go from the beginning. This conjecture made Lord Long's pupils shrink, and he said in disbelief, Zixiao, you wanted to kill me from the beginning? Nonsense. Zixiao said disdainfully, if I don't kill you, will you let me go in the future? I swore to Elder Piao that I would never attack you in this life, you. Forget it. Zixiao waved his hand and said disdainfully, you swore. Ask yourself, do you believe in the oath you made? If you don't attack me, if I meet you again next time, it would be strange if you don't beat my muscles and skin me. At this moment, Lord Long felt that the corrupt power in his body had not yet completely erupted, which means that he could still be rescued. As long as Zixiao stopped, he could still be saved. He quickly said, Zixiao, I will never touch you. I promise, I can make a heavenly oath. And I am from Chilian City. If you kill me, even Elder Piao can't protect me. Crack. Zixiao gripped the hilt tightly and turned it vigorously. The power of decay completely exploded. Lord Long felt the pain of thousands of ants gnawing at his heart and screamed for a while. Facing Lord Long's scream, Zixiao showed a creepy smile and whispered, we are all villains, so I know you. I don't believe a word you say. I can't sleep unless you die. You, all. Lord Long pointed at Zixiao tremblingly and said the word you 3 times in a row, and then burst into a deafening scream. Amid the scream, he gradually turned into flying ash. The power of decay is so terrifying.